This is Meltdown Live, presented by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag for double your initial deposit. You sign on to make a deposit, they double it with code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag.
This is the Meltdown Live here with you, broadcasting from the Culver studio. I am Tim Melton. Happy to be here with you on this fun Friday edition of the show, as we're with you for really every day, about an hour, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. We appreciate you not only watching here on YouTube, but subscribing, being part of the journey. And also, we also love when you listen to our podcast. We've got it out there for you in audio form as well. My weapon of choice there is Spotify, but you can find us there wherever you get your podcasts. EG is here with us in studio on this fun Friday. EG, you have a weekend ahead where you're going to be not house sitting, but human sitting.
Yes, I will be house sitting, more human sitting for the Sisk family.
Which is Ush
Ush
and his family.
and Megan.
Did you have to go through an interview process for this position?
No, I did reveal to them last night that this will be my second time in my entire life watching kids.
Do you know what to do if things go awry? Yeah. For some reason, you need help there at the residence.
Well, I trust Millie and Wilson.
You don't even know their names and you're watching them. You're responsible for their young lives.
I
You're going to have to say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't have you up there, Tyler.
She's gonna lose little Willie.
No,
Can't
Wilson
even
and
remember
Millie,
the kid's name.
they're excellent. I just combined their names. They're excellent children,
Mhm.
and they're not even children, they're young adults. High school.
So it should be simple. Piece of cake.
Should be simple. They are lovely people.
Is there any chance that they try to lie to you and end up throwing a bender there at the party? Or sorry, at the house. Sorry. I've already been invited. I let it slip. I'm sorry, guys.
Millie, no. Wilson, potential, but I don't think he will.
Okay.
Please weigh in on your thoughts there.
Yes, we would love that. We have Tyler here with us. Tyler, it sounds like a fun time at Ush's place this weekend.
Yeah, so
will you be there?
when's the party
Yeah.
again?
No. Plan is to make cookies tonight in our pajamas.
Last time I went to an Ush party there, they had a wonderful cheese tray. It was fantastic.
Their home is the most welcoming and cozy place ever.
It is. I wanted to curl up with a blanket on the couch, but I didn't feel like it would be appropriate.
That's what I do every time I go over there.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Yes,
incredible.
sounds perfect.
Love the Sisks.
Tyler, you saw Dogman last night,
I did.
and you weren't the only one, as Universal and DreamWorks has announced that the new movie made $1.36 million at the box office in Thursday previews. That's pretty good because typically kids don't go to the movies on Thursday nights. They go over the course of the weekend. This one is set to be a very strong number one this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm surprised because my screening was completely empty.
Oh no.
I was alone watching Dogman, but I'm glad to hear that it's doing well for other screenings. And I also saw that you got the popcorn bowl for this movie, Little Dog Bowl, and Universal has announced that you can buy Rough Mix mac and cheese at the parks.
Well, this is great to know. I didn't know that you had all this information, and it's really good that they're embracing this. You call this Pete Davidson's best performance of his career
Correct.
compared to
Like King of Staten Island. This movie actually showed the side of Pete Davidson that I wanted to see in King of Staten Island. I thought he did a great job as the villain Petey the Cat, and made a very sort of he had like an origin story that people could relate to, and that I think Pete himself can relate to.
Did you ever watch the movie Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
I did not. I did not.
I thought the marketing for that movie was horrible, but the movie's not that bad.
Hmm.
Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So that has Pete Davidson in it, and it's actually a pretty nice little horror movie that I didn't expect to be any good. So,
See, when you said bodies, 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 I don't know why, but I pictured the Nicholas Holt movie, Warm Bodies.
oh no, this is a very different one. This is like it's kind of vapid in its marketing, but it's like a commentary on vapidness. So I thought it was just going to be annoying, like a Nora, but instead it's more like a commentary on annoying young people. So that's the way it was. Or, what EG will be providing us on Monday, commentary on annoying young people, because you'll be house sitting.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's
I don't. Why am I taking shots at Ush and his?
I
lovely
don't know.
offspring.
That
Pavlik
doesn't
says
make any
he
sense.
pictures Just Dance on PS2 as EG's babysitting go-to.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
guys,
It's not a bad
no,
choice either.
that's not a bad choice. Babysitting for me never was a thing.
One of my top 4 favorite movies of all time
Babysitter's Club. Just kidding.
is not Babysitter's Club. I do love Adventures in Babysitting, that movie, but it is
What about My Babysitter's a Vampire?
No.
Okay.
What isn't there one that's like, "Hey mom, the babysitter's dead"? Isn't that one? I believe that's one as well. I
Oh,
think Christina
nice.
Applegate's in that. Something like that. Anyway, that's not. It's Halloween, which is Jamie Lee Curtis plays a babysitter in that movie. That movie was originally going to be called The Babysitter Murders, and then
Oh
they
my
changed it to
gosh.
Halloween. But
Yeah.
y'all should watch Halloween this weekend at the
Probably
house.
not.
You'd enjoy it.
No, I will not be doing that, but I am looking forward to, for the second time in my life, caring for one another's children.
That's good.
You weren't kidding. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead
Oh my gosh.
is a 1991 coming of age black comedy starring Christina Applegate.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Do it.
Wow.
Nailed it.
Boom. There
Don't
we
tell
go.
mom the babysitter's dead.
I've never even heard of that.
Let's hope that that's not something they're saying this weekend. You're more nervous about it now than you were before we started talking about it. I can tell.
Well, yeah. But I love Millie. I love Wilson. We'll have a wonderful, fabulous time.
Do you have activities planned?
Um, no, but they have to hang out with me. Like, I'm not just gonna let them go like to different corners of the house.
Okay.
So group activity.
Are they allowed
See,
to?
on the few times that I had a babysitter, that's what I did. I just stayed in my room and said, "No,
No.
I don't know you. Just
Well, I know
leave me be."
them. I know them well, so it's not like I'm like a stranger danger.
Right. But are you, now that it's an official position, an official job,
I mean, yeah, we're gonna go out to dinner tonight, like hit the town, and then come back, make cookies. We'll
you do have
Oh
activities.
yeah, yeah.
Well, why did you
Well,
hesitate in telling me?
because I'm thinking like I don't know if those are activities more like I have to feed them.
Yes, you do have to do that. But anyway, I'm not a
It's
big.
fun.
I agree. I want you to make mental notes throughout the weekend. Is this all weekend long, by the way, or is this just
No, one night only.
no? Okay. I just want you to make notes of everything that you mess up, and I want to hear about that on Monday.
Yeah, I'll have them like give me a grade at the end of it.
Please.
I will.
Like if they could write full reports and we
Yes.
could read them on air.
Yeah, well, Millie sent me a video during school today, and she was at the lunch table with her friends, and she was like, "Can't wait, like, for you to babysit us. Like, can't wait to see you." And she was like, "We're gonna go like out to eat or order in, and then can we watch a movie, make cookies in our pajamas?" And I was like, "Yes." So basically, Millie is planning what I will be doing,
Okay.
and
Sound-
Wilson, we just have to like keep on a leash.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. What movie are you going with?
I don't know. I was thinking about that because Millie definitely loves like Disney movies and that kind of vibe, and I don't think Wilson's gonna be too interested in that. So we might have to find a good happy medium. Any suggestions?
The Tornado Part 2.
The Tornado Part 2? That actually, yeah, because Glenn Powell's in that.
Glenn Powell's in there.
Cutie.
Like, it's the right mix of thrilling, but also, fun, like
like
sort of
young, because they're in high school. They're high
yeah,
school age.
yeah.
Guess what movie we watched last night at the Sisk household?
There's so many choices. Let me see here if I can come up with it. Can
I'm
you
gonna
give,
go with Legally Blonde 2.
No,
Dang.
can you give me just a general
I talk about
something?
this movie often.
Okay, Scooby Doo.
No, my favorite movie.
This is your favorite movie? Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, well, Top Gun, the original one.
Oh, see, you changed.
She changes it up every time. You're never right, Tim. You're never
It
right.
was definitely Top Gun Maverick for a long time, and
It
then all of a
was.
sudden now it's become the
But
original
no,
Top Gun.
no, but it's just I consider them like a little pair.
They are.
They're
I
both my
guess.
favorite.
Okay.
So we watched that. Anyways, yeah.
I hope your babysitting adventure goes well
Me
there.
too, honestly.
I hope there's no drama there.
No, I don't think there will be. They're great kiddos.
I want to get to potentially talking about a little bit of drama, and that leads us into our Meltdown Countdown.
Let's do it.
Because today I have tasked EG with coming up with her love-hate relationship of concerts explained. Because EG, on one hand, will say, I don't really like concerts. And then also book a trip to London to just go to a concert. So
yeah.
which one is it? I don't know. We're going to all find out together. So what I've asked for you to do is come up with the 5 things you love, the 5 things you hate. We're going to present one We're going to present 2 at a time.
Yep.
One thing you love, one thing you hate, one thing you love, one thing you hate. You guys get it? And, you know, concerts, I feel like you have to be very select at what you're willing to plan for because it's impossible to know what it is that you're doing 3, 6 months in advance, something
Yeah,
like that. What will your schedule look like? Will I be sick? What happens if, there's this certain paranoia when it comes to planning
for
these
sure.
things.
Well, that actually leads to my first one, and these are in no particular order.
Great.
But I love the anticipation of a concert, but as you're saying, I hate the wait where you have to decide if you wanna go to a concert, like for Taylor Swift, a year and a half in advance. If you want those presale tickets, you have to decide, "Oh, I know that June 28th, 2028, I'll be able to be in Belarus at a concert." It's insane.
Yeah, if you're booking that, I mean, it is tougher when you're doing international travel to go see a
Yeah.
concert.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
Well,
Belarus.
Or just traveled internationally in general.
Yeah.
that was how I got my tickets for London was because one of my friends, she had booked those tickets a year and a half out and realized that they couldn't go. And so, again, I love the anticipation, the excitement that builds. I like the seeing other concerts potentially if they're on tour, being able to
Yeah.
keep up with what's happening and the elements that come along with that. But the wait for concerts and like how far out in advance you have to purchase tickets now is insane to me.
That is accurate. So that's something you do not like. What
I
is something that you pair that up that you that's
the
both.
yeah,
That's
I
both.
love the
Sorry.
anticipation, but hate the wait.
Sorry. That's exactly fair.
Yeah.
You're winning right now, this version of the Meltdown Countdown. I am not. Great first couple of entries. Let's move on to your next
Okay,
ones.
so I love good openers, but I hate when the artist is late.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. You love going maybe finding someone who you go, "Oh, I'm now a fan of that
Yeah,
person."
yeah, or if it's another well-known musical artist, I love
Right.
that.
But if the doors opened at 6, the concert starts at 7, and the main artist doesn't come out till 9:20,
E
it's like, "What's happening here?"
yes, and I feel like good openers definitely set the tone for a concert. So, like, I had Paramore at Taylor Swift. Obviously, that's a great opener out of, like, who she had in that bunch. Um, but when an artist takes their sweet time coming out and I feel like I dealt with this more at, like, college concerts that I would go to, and not even considering, the openers in this, but we would go to the concert venue, whatever bar it was at, and we'd be waiting hours for XYZ country artist to appear, and it's like, he was supposed to be on an hour and a half ago. Now, granted, you're with your friends, you're hanging out, it's not as big of a deal, but I think that when a concert, like you said, starts at 7 and then you're having to wait that long, it always alleviated if you have some good openers coming out.
Yeah. And were people into Paramore when you went to go see
Yeah,
I mean, it was like
yeah,
they weren't playing to a I mean, there's so many people there, obviously, but, like, everyone was engaged?
yeah, well, she actually had 2 openers. She had Maisie Williams, who was not on her P's and Q's that evening. I did not enjoy her, and no one was really engaged. I don't even know who she is. Um,
Isn't the actress that played Arya Stark, isn't her name Maisie Williams? Is she a singer now?
it wasn't her, no.
This may be one of those Christopher Lloyd situations
Oh, I gotcha.
Um,
where I thought Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future produced Modern Family, and that's a whole different Christopher Lloyd. Anyway, continue.
and then so she had 2 openers. She had Maisie Williams and she had Paramore, and so Paramore, everyone was way more into, like, the people behind us were, like, tweaking out when Paramore came out. I was not to that level. I am familiar with a few of their songs, but it was, like,
You ever
eye-twitching.
you ever been to a concert where the opener's better than the main act?
Yes, I wanna say it was
'Cause I heard of a lot of people this
oh,
was right before the pandemic, but Tyler Childers opened up for Sturgill Simpson, and everybody I talked to said Tyler Childers was the better act compared to what Sturgill put out there, and then now, obviously Tyler's headlining everything himself.
I wouldn't say this person was better, they were on par, and so it was, like, equally awesome. It was John Party opened for Dierks Bentley, and
Ooh.
they were both incredible.
Yeah.
And then I wanna say Hunter Hayes, who I've, like, unintentionally seen no, excuse me.
Walker Hayes, you mean, right?
No, no, this is, like, back in the day. I'm actually meaning Scotty McCreery. Hunter Hayes opened for Lady Antebellum, but what I was gonna say is I've unintentionally seen Scotty McCreery, like, 6 times, and I don't even like Scotty McCreery. He just keeps popping up at places.
Wow.
I know. So, who's been your favorite opener that you've seen off the top of your head? Do you have one?
There's a band called Nightly
Okay.
that would be in front of the Midnight, and I went and saw the Midnight multiple times. And the first time I went to go see them, I was like, "Oh, I don't like this nightly group." And the second time, I was like,
Wait a second.
"Hold on, they're getting better." And the third time I saw them, I was like, I'm a Nightly fan now. So now I'm a
Good.
big Nightly fan
Okay.
because I kind of had to get into
Style?
their whole style,
Yeah.
and it's completely different than the Midnight. But anyway, I can't think of anything worse if you're like a main act and you schedule somebody really, really good ahead of you that like steals your thunder. You don't want that.
No, did Sabrina Carpenter at one point open for Taylor Swift? Or
I want to say
That
like,
that sounds right.
I think
yeah, I
she
want to say
did.
like Chapel Roan used to open up for Olivia Rodrigo,
Yeah.
and now once again they it all worked out for everybody.
Yeah.
It seems like. All right, let's move on to your next one. Something that continues this love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Concerts.
Okay, so I love being close to the artist, but I really despise floor seat culture and the people that consist of that group at times. So I think it's really fun to be close to the stage. I think that little seats are fun, but I feel like people get so territorial and like it is elbows and it's just not ever that deep. And people really lose their minds when it comes to if you're on the floor, I feel like all etiquette goes out the window in terms of personal space, personal bubbles.
There are some people that getting choked up.
Do you need water?
No, I'm good. Hold on. Somebody else talk though.
Um, Tyler,
Yeah.
do you have any strong points?
I used to be
You ever been in a mosh pit?
yeah, plenty.
Oh,
I used to be a pit seats only kind of guy, just because I like getting front row. I like getting
Yeah.
at the barricade,
yeah.
and you can get some good pictures from there. And I feel like the first sort of row of the pit is the calm part.
Everyone
Everything
behind you.
after that
Mhm.
is
Chaos.
nuts. But here recently, I guess it was like back in October, I went to a show and pit seats were ridiculously expensive, and I was just like, whatever. I'll just do a regular seat, so that way I'm not rushing after I get off here to go to the concert. And it was amazing. It was the best experience. I could get up, go get a drink,
Yep.
go use the restroom.
Mhm.
Didn't have to worry about losing my seat.
Yep.
I had a bag for my t-shirt and my hoodie, and just didn't have to worry about anything for the entire night. Still had a great view.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I don't do pit anymore.
Yeah.
But
Well, good. I I'm a target at concerts.
Yeah. You're probably someone's worst nightmare.
People people are very kind for the most part to me when I'm out and about and they come up and they're like, they're nervous to talk to me and I'm like, "You must know me from the Meltdown." And they're like, "No, you're just super tall and I want to talk to you. Like, what's it like being super tall?" And I'm like, "Look, Four Eyes, get out of here." And I smack him across. No, I don't do that. But people are always coming up to me weirdly and at concerts it's the opposite where
They're
like
like,
they hate me. I've had things thrown at me. I've had things yelled at me.
"Full."
Yeah.
What do they say?
You can't do that simultaneously. You can't be like, "That's so awful." What did they say? You can't do that.
there's plenty of people that do that.
But
There are plenty of people who do that.
like, "Get out of here, freak." That kind of thing.
Full.
Yeah. Head back to your beanstalk. That sort of thing. You know.
No.
I feel like I'd like to have you behind me at a concert, though. That'd be great. Like if we're in the mosh pit, and you'd protect me from all the crowd killers. Because
That's
there's
true.
always a dude in like camo cargo shorts that
Yeah.
is just like spin kicking everyone.
Don't you own camo cargo shorts?
Not shorts.
She hates shorts.
She is obsessed with this pair of like snow camo pants I have.
Right. Yeah,
Just
but
kidding. No, they're fabulous.
like kill the Yeti, that sort of thing. I've had like if they ever hand out things to the crowd like fans or something, they throw them at me like projectiles. Like I'm
Man.
like a human dartboard at a concert. It's awful. I can't do anything at a concert. Like even when I get up to let people out because they can't walk in front of my knees, if I get up to let people out, I hear angry older women groaning. "Ugh,"
Ugh.
Anyway, concerts.
If you stood in the pit, though, the artist would definitely notice you.
Well, that's true, but I would block If I ever stand, I'm blocking 3 rows behind me. It's bad.
If you guys had all of the money in the world, would you buy out a concert venue to get a private concert with an artist? Have you ever thought about that? Has that ever been like ooh, I would do that?
No, I don't think that I don't think I would do that.
I think I would. I don't know why. I just think
I would say Tyler's probably more likely because he's gotten so used to all these movies, being able to see them
that's
completely
true.
by himself.
What'd I do?
You didn't do anything, but EG was like, if you had all the money in the world, would you try to book a private concert for yourself? That sort of thing. And I was like, well,
Um,
Tyler already is watching a lot of movies by himself. Like, you would never, though, Tyler, buy a private theater rental from one of
no.
these companies because you already have that.
I already had that for Dogman last night.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I
Where
guess it would be different if it was like, oh, I want them to screen a movie that they're not normally playing. I'm gonna rent
Yeah.
the theater out for that. That's a different story.
I am also very particular about I need an aisle seat because I can at least put one leg out in the aisle.
Mhm.
But anyway, it can get difficult. I've had people fall on me and
Oh no.
yeah, it's been bad. Anyway, let's continue on.
Okay.
Do you ever get in the mosh pit?
Never.
Ever?
I've never been in a mosh pit.
Never.
Oh.
Typically, if it's a standing room only place, I will not go.
Oh.
That changed for my favorite band. I went to a standing room only place and it was fantastic. I stood in the back though, so I didn't block anybody. I'm very cognizant
That's
about
very
other people's
nice.
experience, but also like I paid my ticket too, so
Yeah.
there's a certain boundary of like I'm not willing to give up my entire experience. But in the same sense, I understand like sometimes it helps to shift so I can give that person a view, and sometimes it helps to shift so I can give the other person a view, so that way they're not angry at the same time.
That's a good point. I feel like I'm at the perfect height where I'm
Yeah.
like elbow height, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For like if you're a taller than average person,
Yeah.
if you stick your elbows out, you're probably hitting me in the temple.
Yeah.
And that happens a good bit.
That's awful. I don't want you getting concussed at a concert.
I mean,
No.
that's what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez, this got real dark. But yeah, I booked a concert today that has pews yeah,
Really?
it's the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee,
Uh,
and they have pews. And I took the tour and I tested all the seats to see which ones I could fit in because of the length of my legs. These were built for people in the 30s. Anyway, there were very few seats I could fit in, but I logged them in my head of like when I book my tickets, I'm gonna get those seats. Well, I logged on today and all the seats that I was looking to get were taken.
No.
And so I booked seats anyway, and I'm just hoping I can make it work. Anyway,
Yeah.
continue on with your
Okay.
love-hate relationship.
So I love the ease of sending/receiving tickets, especially like and this is kind of more sports related, but you can send over a ticket to your friend and it's like that. Obviously, there's like scammers that come along with it, but I do think that's nice. Like have that option and have it all on your phone at the door, etc. But you know what I hate? There's no paper tickets anymore.
Yeah,
Like I would have loved to have had a paper ticket from Taylor Swift.
yeah.
And I guess again that extends to all ticketing entities. But I think with concerts, like I don't know, I think it's cool to have those pieces of memorabilia, especially if you don't want to buy a T-shirt, you don't want to buy like something. I mean, I guess you could print out your Ticketmaster confirmation.
I've saved almost every movie ticket I've been to since 1997, but
Wow,
they stopped printing tickets about a decade ago, maybe a little bit more than a decade ago.
that's sad
But
to me.
You can ask for them.
yeah, they come out in receipt form now.
Yeah.
And they're not.
And it used to be they were like
uh,
cardstock,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, that's a big difference
and
there.
it's a huge difference. I don't want to save the little receipts.
No, not yeah. It's
Plus,
receipt
they
paper.
fade real easy on the
Super
receipts.
quickly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I like that. I like having the physical ticket
Yep.
request there.
Yep.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, do you have
One more.
one more?
I do.
Okay, let's get to it. Love, hate.
Okay, so I love how different concerts evoke different attire, if you will. I like how some artists they lean into the sparkles, the, fun kind of zany costumes that you wear, and I like how country concerts have a look to themselves. I love all of that. I like how you can pop artists, rappers, there's kind of a dress expectation. However, at times I hate how impractical it can be.
Okay. So this is I'm gonna have to make a nice preface to this statement here.
Okay.
This is not to be mean or offensive, um, misogynistic even. Uh, E.g., female attire at concerts is
Out of
just
control is what Tyler's trying to say.
Yeah.
it's insanely impractical
Okay, so yes.
for weather, for comfort, for anything.
Yes, extremely.
There's nothing offensive about what Tyler just said, but I
No.
love as a gentleman
Yes, I do
that
too.
he wanted
Like,
to make it
Yeah,
clear
yeah,
that it's bat blank crazy
yeah.
what some women wear to concerts these days.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
And
because it
and
a lot of
football games.
but that too. But it'll the concerts will be outdoor seating, like amphitheater style, and, it'd be good to wear a jacket because it's December and 30 degrees.
When I went to go see Post Malone in October at the Oak Mountain Amphitheater, rest in peace. Not Post Malone, the Oak Mountain Amphitheater. The Oak Mountain Amphitheater, everybody, not Post Malone. But when I went to go see, it was the last Oak Mountain Amphitheater concert. I just want to point that out. Post Malone is still with us.
Oh, no.
He's not post life.
No.
He is still very much present Malone.
I hope you didn't just land
I know, I
I
know.
did not land mine Post Malone. Post Malone's a treasure, but I'm saying that it was freezing outside. Freezing. It was colder on that day in October. It was as cold as it felt like the past couple weeks here in central Alabama. But women refused to wear jackets
Because the cute outfit.
because it would mess up their outfit.
Yeah.
And you relate to that in some way.
Yeah, in some ways. I like definitely sourced an outfit for my Taylor Swift concert because I was not about to not be, on theme. I did not wear a jacket. The weather actually was perfect. Kind of started to drizzle though, so we like kind of got a rain show. But like looking around at the intricacies of these outfits that were put together were insanity.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars that go
Yeah.
into these things.
Definitely, for sure.
Football. Sorry, not to cut you off.
You're good.
Iron Bowl this past year, it was it was cold. It was cold. And what I saw both girls and guys wearing, it was like they were dressed for August football. And I was like, this is insane. Like, you guys are gonna get hypothermia. Insane.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
The weird thing about football games, I'm sorry, Tim. I
No,
just cut you off right after EG apologized for cutting you off. But with the Iron Bowl in particular, like people will be jumping the hedges
Yeah.
in
Dresses.
in dresses. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so wild to
It's
me.
not great. I know a girl that broke her foot.
I'm sure there's been a few that
Yeah.
didn't clear the hedges.
Yep.
I am now going to attempt to try to
Okay.
use my mouth. And I would like to thank the professional team that takes care of my mouth. And that is the team over at Alabama Dental Associates. That's Dr. Jeff, Dr. Brian, and Dr. Nolan. They're going to take good care of you there at Grants Mill Road. Look, they understand when they're working, that they get the conversation in at the right time. I respect that in the dentistry profession because there's a couple places you go that you do talk to the professionals that are working with you and it feels very friendly and they know not to just jabber your ear off with questions while you're not able to speak back. Blink twice if it's yes, blink 3 times if it's no.
awful.
It's a horrible experience. It's not a horrible experience when you go communicate with the fine team there, including the friendly staff at Alabama Dental Associates. Maybe you're new in town, need to make sure you have that dentist on standby. Reach out, try Alabama Dental Associates for yourself. They're accepting new patients now and can make sure you feel at ease about all of your upcoming dental procedures. It used to be not very fun to go to the dentist for me, and now I look forward to it very much. I have an appointment coming up this coming up month. Looking forward to it there at alabamadental.com. Also, 205-956-8977. Alabama Dental Associates, where they look forward to seeing you. Tyler, you got a chat check-in for us. What's everybody saying there in a very active chat here on the Meltdown
Yeah,
today?
love.
It is a very active chat today. Just want to take the time to say thank you guys. We appreciate the conversation. And let's see. Saber says that EG looks like she's about to fight for women's rights in a courtroom.
Oh, with my hair? Yeah, it's called a French twist. Something new.
You were going down that path at one point to potentially
Yeah.
become an attorney.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got the vibe today.
Okay. We'll take it.
I think it's the jacket with the light blue. It looks like
Like a judge's coat?
I was gonna say more like a suit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll take
Definitely not giving off respected babysitter vibes. I'm just saying,
Really?
yet. That may change.
I feel like I look pretty stern.
Mm, yes, but not from the babysitter. You have to be that perfect mix of like in charge, but also very approachable. And right now, I'm not saying you're not approachable because that sounds rude, but I'm saying that you are giving off a vibe that you're here to win a case. You're here to compete and win.
Okay, I will take that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
All right. Smuff says that the Dave Matthews Band did color pretty themed tickets for their shows, particularly for warehouse members. That's pretty cool.
I like that.
They do like special tickets. Pavlik says EG is an insane clown posse juggalo confirmed.
I don't know what
Actually, a
that means.
juggalette in that case. It's a real thing.
Juggalette's a real thing.
That is a real thing.
Who are they?
That would be the mega fans of Insane Clown Posse.
I don't know them.
Not your vibe,
No,
EG. I'm
Is it like
telling you.
Screamo?
No, it's
Every time I pass the Screamo station on Sirius XM, I jump.
imagine if that kid in high school that always had like a really big can of Monster with them at all times started to like rap.
Oh.
Pants with chains.
Yeah, wallet chains, that sort of
Okay.
thing. Jinko jeans.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. That's definitely a vibe. Anything else there, Tyler, before we move on?
Let's see. Pavlik also says he took his sister-in-laws to Jonas Brothers when they were young. I knew the masses of young ladies would be loud and dressed up, but the moms, wow,
Yeah.
that's kind of wild.
Like mom's out on the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're hitting the town, taking your daughter to a Jonas Brothers concert.
I remember there was a joke in The Hangover about Alan, which is played by Zach Galifianakis, wanting to go to a Jonas Brothers concert, and it's just very funny because everybody's like, "No, that's not what we're talking about." But that movie, I can't wait to get it in the DVD box. Which, by the way, if you look at the big board here of our DVD hopefuls and Blu-ray hopefuls that I have written on the board, the only one we've gotten is Derailed, which is right there above Creed, under Grease, and I'm looking forward to rewatching that one for sure. I've seen it a lot, but I'm looking forward to watching it on the actual disc that I have now. But we got to get some more of these in the upcoming mystery box, and we're going to be doing that on Wednesday of next week. So I'm looking very forward to that. Make sure you have that marked on your calendar as we will be opening up our next mystery box on Wednesday. If you've missed any of those, you can check them out there on the homepage here of the Meltdown channel. All right, let's get into this story. Tyler, I know you've got some opinions. Amelia Perez star Carla Sofia Gascon has now deactivated Twitter and X account that has caused so much controversy after apologizing for offensive posts that resurfaced this week, saying, quote, "I want to acknowledge the conversation around my past social media posts that have caused hurt. As someone in a marginalized community, I know this suffering all too well, and I'm deeply sorry. Sorry to those."
You went a little Canadian
I
there.
did. I always say,
Sorry.
there's two things, Mississippi and lately sorry. I've been saying sorry.
Sorry.
Like there's a board game called Sorry.
I love that
I'm like,
game.
y'all want to play Sorry? And my
Ooh.
wife slaps me every time. Don't say sorry.
Gross.
Anyway,
Tell us what this story's about.
I'm suddenly craving maple syrup. And
It's importance.
and cutting down giant trees. What's happening? No, I'm sorry. Let me start this over again. Quote, "I want to acknowledge the conversation around my past social media posts that have caused hurt. As someone in a marginalized community, I know this suffering all too well, and I'm deeply sorry to those I have caused pain. All my life, I have fought for a better world. I believe light will always triumph over darkness." Now, there are other parts of this whole apology tour that have come out there, Tyler. Amelia Perez is a dog water movie. It is awful. It's on Netflix. If you've made it through, congratulations. I had to stop. Tyler, Mr. Movie Man, won't even start it, if that tells you how much stank is on Amelia Perez.
I have sat through more musicals than I care to ever sit through over the past year. So when you told me that it was a musical on Netflix, and then you explained the plot to me, it's
Bad.
like, no, thank you, no, thank you.
It's not good. Has anybody seen Amelia Perez? I mean, honest question. It's on Netflix.
Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
You can tell us what it's about because we'll never watch it.
It's bad. I've watched half of it, and I don't plan on finishing it. But I think the Oscar campaign for Amelia Perez is on its last leg here.
Oh, that was a October surprise.
That was. Amelia Perez was nominated for, I believe, 13 Oscars. I believe it's 13. It tied like Lord of the Rings: Return of the King for how many Oscars it was nominated for.
I'm about to leave.
I'm just telling you, like, it's amazing the amount of Oscars.
That is blasphemy.
I think one short of being tied for the all-time most amount of Oscar nominations ever, I believe. And these tweets have come up that they're so insane. Just like we can't even tell you.
We can't even tell you what they're about,
Yeah.
or like even kind of beat around the bush to explain what she said, because everything was just so offensive. She took every particular hot button issue in our country and was just like,
Yeah.
"Man, what's the most edgy take I could have on this?"
That is correct. And these are from years ago. Somehow they continue to exist. E.g., you very much work in the digital media world. We all do.
Yeah.
But like online presence is a very important thing for those working in a professional on air role
For
to try to
sure.
maintain. And the fact that Netflix didn't know about the existence of these tweets, the fact that none of her team did, the fact that, I mean, it's just kind of crazy.
It is, especially considering that when you are upcoming in media, you are trained that you scrub your social media
Right.
of anything and everything. And there are people allocated to do research before hiring someone, before, interviewing someone, before bringing them on as a guest speaker. That is very common.
It is because of this situation, it is now a four-person race for Best Actress. And I believe Amelia Perez as a production is it has still a better shot than Dune Part 2, unfortunately, with how the Academy looks at those movies. But it is now the bottom of the barrel with Best Picture nominees, in my professional opinion. I think that there's no way the Academy voters can go, yeah, Amelia Perez should be celebrated and make us all look like a bunch of bigots. I don't think it's going to happen. So,
They nominated Amelia Perez in the first place,
yeah,
so they wouldn't look like a bunch of bigots, and now they have to not vote for Amelia Perez, so they don't look like a bunch of bigots.
correct. So, Amelia Perez, we've at least dodged what would have been the worst movie to ever win Best Picture ever, I think.
Yes, it would have a lower critic score than Crash, which is currently the lowest rated Best Picture winner.
Amelia Perez is garbage. So, it's pretty much gone. The question is what will take its place as the perceived frontrunner. Right now, there is no clear path to victory for any of the awards nominees for Best Picture. The Brutalist has the AI controversy. A Complete Unknown is very standard and safe, but that could actually end up propelling it.
Mm.
Conclave is a film that may actually start to gain some momentum because they actually are going to fight, I believe. Honora, which you would think, like, if there's anything Honora needed, it's something like this, where Amelia Perez and The Brutalist are like becoming too toxic to vote for.
They still don't care.
They just aren't playing the game dirty enough. Like Honora doesn't, they just are like happy to be there.
They're not playing the game at all.
They're not. And it's a mistake. So, what will end up winning Best Picture? I have zero idea right now. If I was casting my vote, it would be for The Brutalist. But once again, those within the industry very upset about the AI angle. So we shall see. I think it does boil down to we need to see who wins Best Actor. Because if Timothy Chalamet wins Best Actor, I feel like A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan movie that we both
It's
think
in
is
play.
extremely generic, very much in play.
Hmm.
If James Mangold wins Best Director, it's a lock. It's a lock.
Well, James Mangold, he's kind of having that same situation that the movie is having for Best Picture, and that he just might be the only one that's avoiding controversy.
It may be the case
It's
there.
just a safe pick because you've got the Brutalist AI scandal, you've
Yeah.
got the new Amelia Perez scandal, and Honora, its subject matter, it might just be a little too out there to really champion his Best Picture, and so A Complete Unknown is just a safe standard pick.
The Substance was one act away from being Best Picture this year.
Oh, 100%.
One act. Okay, we move to this.
Oh, real quick in
Yeah.
the chat, it's just so funny. I had to bring it up. Bear in the chat says the happiest person out here because of those tweets from Carla Sofia Gaston is Anthony Mackie.
So we didn't plan this, but my next story is about Anthony Mackie.
Oh, all right then.
Okay.
Who does not like that Red Hulk in Captain America Brave New World is being compared to Donald Trump, saying, quote, "I hope as a country we're tired of all the political jousting. Let's just go to the movies and chill the F out." Now, I agree. I like to go to the movies and chill the F out.
I do that often.
But Anthony Mackie caused us to not be able to go chill the F out because of the whole episode we had earlier this week where we're like, if there's one thing you can't do as playing the role of Captain America, it's divide America, take some sort of shot at America or perceived shot. Some people are like, it's no big deal. Some people are like, it's the end of the world. Just making that an issue that didn't previously exist in a marketing campaign that's already been awful. It's just so unnecessary. I'm not going to go through the whole Anthony Mackie and all the reasons why this movie is set up to fail now, potentially. Check out our episode on that because I lay out my meltdown countdown of all the things that concern me about this Marvel project. But Anthony Mackie associating the Red Hulk character, the presidential figure in this movie, with Donald Trump, what's he do? I mean, by saying, I don't want people to play politics, and then mentioning Donald Trump, isn't he thus bringing in politics into the marketing campaign that maybe wasn't previously there?
I mean, I guess it would depend on, well, like, where did this comparison come from? Because I personally haven't heard it
I haven't
before.
heard it a lot either.
Okay, well, did the interviewer ask him?
I'm sure they did. I think it was an interview with Collider.
Ah, okay. Well,
And Stephen Weintraub, I don't know how much influence he had over this, but he's very much, he's like leaving X because of Elon Musk owning it and all that stuff. So
maybe I'm just unfamiliar with the character, but I just don't know what the comparison is supposed to be,
I don't know either.
other than Red Hulk looks angry.
I don't know. I don't know.
So
He went on to say something like if they had made the character yellow, it would have also caused an some sort of like backlash. So I have no idea. Captain America: Brave New World just continues to be an angry publicity tour.
out of everything that could make me dislike Captain America: Brave New World, this is like at the bottom of the list.
Sure, but like, stop, Anthony Mackie, stop talking.
Just don't go on any more press
more.
tours. You're not good at it.
Speaking of Captain America, this right here is probably more offensive than anything that Anthony Mackie has said. Chris Evans has come out and he says reports that he's returning for Avengers Doomsday are not true. He said, yeah, no, happily retired.
Oh.
This always happens. I mean, it happens every couple years, ever since Endgame. I've just stopped responding to it. But all the reports are that he's signed a deal.
He signed a multi-picture deal.
Is he trying to just play it cool?
He's trying to.
That'd be a surprise.
Not doing a very good job. But also, Mr. I'm retired, leave me alone, how dare you, since Endgame, blah, 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 blah. He was just in Deadpool and Wolverine like 6 months ago.
So true.
Like, he wasn't playing Captain America.
No, but
he's still in the MCU recently. Like, I don't know. These actors, in whether or not they're in projects and stuff, it's getting annoying. But Chris Evans says he is not coming back to the MCU. So
I think after Andrew Garfield, any actor that says that they're not going to be in the movie will just immediately be taken as confirmation that they're actually in the movie.
You know what else? He's probably like not wanting to take away from Anthony Mackie's moment of being Captain America. But like,
well, I mean, Marvel kind of already did that when they announced Chris Evans was coming back.
Right. Or he's going to pop up in the 4th rewrite of this movie or whatever. Like, he's going to pop up.
I fully expect him to be in the post credits.
Who the heck knows? Okay, here we go. Matt Duffer says it's, quote, very important for us and Netflix that the final season of Stranger Things releases in 2025, but even that is quite the push. Raw Stuffer says the team is, quote, working as fast as we possibly can. Do you think we're going to get the final season of Stranger Things this year, or do you think they're going to push it to 2026?
Didn't they? I think it'll be a situation where we get part 1 of season 5 this year, towards the end of this year, and then 2026, maybe even 2027 with their release schedule. We'll get the final episode, and you'll get to see 11 pointer hand out and shout no.
Yeah, these kids are drawing Social Security now.
Yeah.
We're in Stranger Things. Like, it's getting to the point where it's not cute anymore. It's like, let's go ahead. Let's get this thing over with. But there's your latest Stranger Things update. They're like, we're really trying to get it out this year. So we'll see in post whether or not they're able to get that done. E.g., Blake Lively, husband Ryan Reynolds, speaking of Deadpool, told a federal judge yesterday that they will seek to dismiss Justin Baldoni's $400 million defamation lawsuit. You think they'll be successful at getting that thrown out?
No. You wanted this out in the public. You wanted to get people on your side. You wanted to air these receipts to blemish Justin Baldoni. And now that you're realizing, oh no, we're not the only ones that have stuff on our side, they're going to put it all back in a bottle. Can't do it.
Well, they want him to stop trying to challenge them in court while they continue to challenge him in court. And we'll see how successful they are. And how much Taylor Swift's going to be brought into the fold.
Well, I've seen some, who's been on this case, weirdly enough? Candace Owens.
Really?
Yes. She has been doing deep dives into it on TikTok, and she is like getting a lot of not backlash, but a lot of attention as she covers it. And I would encourage you guys, if you want a synopsis of what's happening, go check out what she's saying.
Was not expecting that on my bingo
No,
card.
she's doing it's a journalistic approach, so it's a little more interesting than like the tabloid approach.
Tyler, I want your take on this one. Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Have you heard what's going on with them?
No, I haven't been up to date on all my YouTube drama.
This week they teased a photo of them squaring up against one another, and they had a date associated with it, and everybody's like, oh my gosh.
I don't like that.
Like, it was announced by the press as this is the next fight. Jake Paul versus Logan Paul. Now, today we figured out that's not the case.
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course not.
Today, Jake Paul and Logan Paul have officially announced they are not going to face off against each other in the ring, but instead are launching a reality series on Max called Paul American.
Oh, is it going to be like the Ultimate Fighter, but your coaches are Jake Paul and Logan Paul?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It is going to be a behind the scenes look into the various escapades of the Paul brothers, including the lead up to Jake's boxing match against Mike Tyson.
Oh, that's significantly less interesting.
It is, and I feel like Netflix already documented the entire build up.
They did.
So I understand Jake Paul and Logan Paul are really good at generating headlines, and they're really good at generating revenue, and they're really good at generating interest. But, like, is anybody really excited to watch this Paul American series on Max that ends up launching March 27th?
I will not be tuning in.
I will not either.
I will be buying some Lunchly, some Prime,
Okay.
and watching this.
Oh, so you'll be strapped in.
No.
Okay. Gonna move to this. After releasing his long-awaited album, Hurry Up Tomorrow today. It's not called Hurry Up Tomorrow today, but it's called Hurry Up Tomorrow. It was released today. So sorry. The Weeknd. It was also not released on the weekend.
It was released on a Friday.
It's released on a Friday.
Oh, Lord help.
Hurry Up Tomorrow today, released on the weekend. By the weekend, I'm confusing all of this.
Oh.
The Weeknd's new album's out today, before the weekend, announcing a massive stadium tour as well across North America in support of the newest release. Has anybody here in the Culver studio listened to the new Weeknd album?
No.
I have heard one song. I forget the name, but it's the one that has Playboy Cardi on it.
Is it good?
I was more interested in the Playboy Cardi part, but he's kind of gone downhill. So, but also the Weeknd has, in my opinion. So,
Abel?
Yeah.
I just think it's a bad look when you're promoting this to be basically like, I'm tired of being the Weeknd. Oh, by the way, here's my latest album. And that's the feeling I've gotten.
Doesn't really bump it to the top of my playlist, if you will.
Doesn't. I like the Weeknd's music. I like the Weeknd's catalog, but I haven't listened to this yet. I hope it's good. I'm going to check it out later today. Hurry Up Tomorrow is the name of the album. Okay.
By the weekend.
Before the weekend, I'm going to be listening to it. Not by the weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I guess by the weekend, I will be listening to it. Sorry. I feel like you were going to say something, Tyler.
Oh, I did. I was just doing the Daniel Craig thing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd.
One of my favorite accounts to follow on X/Twitter.
It's a good one.
All right. EG, I know you don't like scary movies.
Hate them.
Tyler, you do like scary movies, but I don't think you're a fan of this franchise.
Oh, what franchise is that?
Scream.
I am a fan of that franchise.
How did I just realize this?
I love Scream 1. I just
Wow.
haven't really watched a lot of them, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you like the original?
I really love Scream 1. I've seen Scream 2 and 3 like one time each.
Gotcha.
And
But
really
we
need
couldn't
to.
do like a deep breakdown of those two movies right now.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm a big Scream fan. I like Scream very much. I've seen all of them multiple times, owned the box set of the first three. That was like one of my big Christmas gifts one year. Was like
That's nice.
the collector's edition box set of those first three. Hate Scream 3, by the way. The main Ghostface killer,
Matthew Lillard's back.
yes,
He's in Scooby-Doo.
that's coming
He
up here
is.
shortly.
He plays Shaggy.
Yes, I was going to lead up to that, Tyler, because they're bringing back the killer from Scream 3.
Oh.
And they're also bringing back, yes, Matthew Lillard officially, which has been a fan request for a long time. Now, the fact that they're bringing back, I believe his name's Roman from Scream 3, the main killer there who plays Sidney Prescott's half brother, the fact that they are bringing that character back when he was killed in Scream 3, and they're bringing Matthew Lillard back.
Stu bled out. He was like,
he had a TV dropped on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
But you never see him dead, which is why all the fan theories have been like he was able to live, he was able to get away, he was able to make it.
He was just a little woozy.
Yeah. Feeling woozy here.
Feeling woozy over here.
Matthew Lillard posted, like, my mom and dad are going to be so upset with me on his Instagram post for this, which I think is very ingenious. But the fact that they're bringing back both those killers who were presumed dead at one point, I do wonder if it's going to be flashback sequences, if it's going to be like visions. They did that with Billy Loomis's character in the past couple of Scream movies. They brought him back to show up as a vision. And I don't know what they're going to do with Matthew Lillard and what they're going to do with this guy that played Roman from Scream 3. But I'm excited, but I'm also terrified. Scream has been under a little bit of a production nightmare for a while here. They're bringing back the original writer, Kevin Williamson. They're bringing him in to direct this upcoming Scream movie. So we're going to see how well it turns out. But Sidney Prescott is back. Neve Campbell back in the final girl role in this one after being off for the last movie. And we will see how it all works out. But overall, I just hope that it's good. I root for it.
Yes.
I want it to be good. So we may need to do a rewatch and like a retro series
the
review.
Entire franchise.
They need to do that.
But you said you were terrified. I got some terrifying news for you about Terrifier.
Yep.
Did I just ruin one of your headlines?
You didn't ruin it because it's the perfect time to introduce it. Go ahead.
Alrighty. Terrifier 4 will go into the origins of Art the Clown. Damian Leone confirmed.
And I think the more important development is that he says it's going to be the last one.
Oh, I missed that part.
Do you buy that for 1 minute? I don't.
I mean,
these things are a cash cow, man.
They're a cash cow, and I feel like it's just getting started, really. Yeah.
The fourth and final Terrifier will feature the origin story of Art the Clown.
There's another franchise that was supposed to end at part 4. It's called Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter.
Yeah.
And then they made about 10 more.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting some sort of it's building up to a battle of good and evil. We'll get into the origins, and then we'll have, new blood, new beginnings, whatever they call part 5.
Maybe he just wants to end it before it gets stale, because right now there's such a appetite for it, but we'll see. But it's going to make a ton of money. And hopefully we go see it with Ryan Pavlik. EG, you're more than welcome to come join us for Terrifier 4 if you'd like. I know you won't.
I mean, you haven't seen 1 through 3, so this is your last chance.
How will I get through that?
You don't want to miss out.
It's a good babysitting movie if you're looking to put something on tonight.
Oh.
Okay, we go to this. Miramax is officially remaking The Faculty, which was a 1998 sci-fi horror thriller that became a box office hit and cult favorite. Robert Rodriguez, who directed the original, will produce the film. companion writer Drew Hancock is penning the remake's script. We saw Companion. It opened up wide yesterday. It is now in release this weekend. Are you excited about the Faculty remake? I don't know if you've seen the original, Tyler, if it's a movie you really like.
I've never heard of it.
The Faculty, Josh Hartnett, Elijah Wood. Uh, who else is in the Faculty?
I like Elijah
Robert
Wood.
Patrick is in the Faculty, who
Oh
played
yeah, he was the Terminator cop.
Terminator 2, yeah. But Drew Hancock is the writer of this movie. He directed Companion. Does that make you more excited about another teen horror thriller comedy? Could be fun.
Sure, yeah.
Like what you've seen so far.
Yeah. I said sure.
No. I just mean you like what you've seen so
Oh.
far, meaning like Companion is something that has inspired you to go like, yeah, I'll go watch the next thing this guy does.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Good job. Austin Butler and Darren Aronofsky, their baseball player crime film Caught Stealing has landed an August release date at Sony, while Insidious 6 has been delayed to 2026.
Oh, crap.
I know.
I really wanted to see them go into the spirit world and open the door and then make sure that door stays closed or whatever they do in Insidious.
Don't
Those movies had so much potential, Tim. It actually frustrates me.
don't ruin the entire franchise, every film of it, by giving away the plot of every film of the entire franchise. Okay. There was an Insidious stage play that just debuted in Detroit not too long ago, a couple days ago. And
It sounds awful.
well, guess what? You were right, because it was not only like people feel like they got swindled. So it's like
no.
$100 a ticket.
Oh my gosh.
They went into this stage play of Insidious, which is not based on the movie. It was an entire new experience. Yeah. It wasn't like the movie or the story of the movie. It was like just the world, the Insidious world. And people showed up and they said it was the worst thing they've ever seen. There was no set. There
Oh
was
no.
no production quality to it. They said it played more like a comedy. People were laughing.
Oh no.
And after one performance, they've canceled the entire run, multi-city run of Insidious, the stage play or whatever. But it's supposedly a huge stinker. There were news reports, investigative news reports about people being swindled, feeling like, you've seen those experiences that people pay a lot of money
The
for.
Willy Wonka experience.
Fire Fest, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And supposedly Insidious, the play, was really, really bad. But
Uh,
now I want to see it.
I need to see pictures and I need to see some footage now. I hope that there's like somebody just dressed in a really bad demon costume or something.
It's been performed once, and I don't think anybody was taking photography of it, but I would love to know exactly why it was so awful. But they're looking at potentially doling out refunds even for that, with how bad it was. Jonathan Majors' violent bodybuilding drama, Magazine Dreams, has debuted an official trailer this week ahead of its release date on March 21st. The movie was temporarily shelved after Majors was convicted of assaulting his ex-girlfriend. We saw this trailer this week. What did you make of your first take of Magazine Dreams starring Jonathan Majors?
It looks really good. It looks like sort of The Substance a little bit, like maybe I don't know, Substance mixed with Iron Claw.
Yeah.
Something like
That's
that.
a great, I wouldn't, I don't feel Substance, but I do feel Iron Claw in this for sure. Like, definitely.
Yeah, and it just looks like it's a very raw, visceral performance, and man, it's the right decision to shelve it because you can't show him acting that way on screen when he's accused of that in real life, and
Yeah.
it's a huge kerfuffle.
It looks like a manic performance.
It does.
And it's, at one point, he was being rumored to be the front runner for Best Lead Actor at the Oscars based on that this was going to hit and splash big. And performance must be good if it's being resuscitated and being put out there. But it was sold off to another company. They're putting it out March 21st. We'll be checking it out in the theater. I'll be watching it.
Yeah.
Will it be enough to get Jonathan Majors back into some major roles? Who knows? Move on to this. I would love to see Jonathan Majors as Major Payne. Like, I would love to see that, a Major Payne reboot with Jonathan Majors. I feel like it writes itself. We go to this. Jake Gyllenhaal is working next with M. Night Shyamalan, the writer-director's next feature which will share a new story with a romance twist. So it's going to share a story with a new original romance novel by Nicholas Sparks. I don't know how this is all going to work,
It's probably not.
but it sounds crazy. M. Night Shyamalan, Jake Gyllenhaal, Nicholas Sparks. 3 people who have done 3 very different things throughout their
Yeah.
careers, but all teaming up for a movie. We'll see if it's any good.
This would be like mixing like Skittles and hot sauce or something.
Gross.
Both of those are like separately great.
Yeah.
I would never want to mix the two.
Well, after seeing Trap, which was indeed exactly what it promoted itself to be, a trap,
Mm-hmm.
I think Jake Gyllenhaal's the best actor to have never won an Oscar.
I agree with that.
I'm glad that's something we agree on. And I look forward to him one day getting an Oscar. It will not be for this M. Night movie.
No, it will not.
Move to this. E.g., Reese Witherspoon got called for jury duty after Legally Blonde and was shocked to discover her fellow jurors thought she was actually a lawyer due to Elle Woods. She said, quote, they were like, you went to law school. I was like, y'all, this is really upsetting. How many people do you think went to law school because they saw Legally Blonde
A
and were
ton.
inspired?
A ton.
You were almost one of those.
I was almost one of them. Yeah, I would bet there was a lot of girls that decided to take that route because of that movie. But I'm shocked that people actually thought that Reese Witherspoon went to law school.
Yeah, that's her version of the story. I don't know how accurate it is, but I'm going to take her at face value here.
I like Reese Witherspoon.
And there's a television show that's on Prime that's been recommended to me a ton about a guy who's in a jury pool, but the jury pool's full of actors who are like the whole experience is staged, but he doesn't know that. And like all the hidden cameras are filming him. They're not so hidden. It's like a documentary about this case. And it's supposedly really funny, heartwarming. It's got all these different things. James Marsden is in it, playing James Marsden, trying to get out of jury duty the whole time as James Marsden. I find that to be funny, but
it sounds like a. Did you ever watch the Joe Schmo show?
I did not.
So it was set up like a reality, like Survivor style competition show, and everybody's an actor except for one guy.
Oh.
And so they're just filming him like after challenges. Like sometimes he's like trying, and it's just like I can't win. I need to get this money, and it's all fake.
Yeah,
And he finds out at the end.
This is very similar to that approach from what I can tell, but I haven't seen it. It's been on Prime, I think, for a couple years now, and I still haven't watched it, but if I ever get some time, I will. And finally, Lady Gaga is weighing in on the negative reviews that Joker Folia Do received, saying, quote, people just sometimes don't like some things. It's that simple. And I think to be an artist, you have to be willing for people to sometimes not like it, and you keep going even if something didn't connect in the way that you intended. Not a polarizing statement in any way, not offensive, very much sort of acknowledging that this didn't work for everybody. Didn't really work for a large majority of people. How do you think Lady Gaga is handling sort of the critical and commercial backlash of Joker 2?
I think she's just fine.
Yeah.
She'll be all
I
right.
think she'll be all right.
Her acting career, though, I mean, she's hit some rough spots here. She started off so strong with The Star is Born.
I like House of Gucci.
Compelling. You liked House of Gucci?
It was a little slow for me, but at times I was like, well, I like the fashion aspect of it.
There you go.
If I didn't like the fashion aspect of it, I don't think I would have enjoyed that film.
That movie was a huge misfire critically for what I think they were expecting the reaction to be. I don't know. Lady Gaga, as an actress, like, I think she's now starting to sort of lean back into music. And I don't think we're seeing her nearly as much on the screen.
I think that's for the best.
Probably so. Probably so. All right, that is going to do it here for the Meltdown. It's been another fantastic week. We want to thank all of you loyal Meltdonians for being here with us all week long. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss when we go live here on the channel. We got tons of great things scheduled for you as well next week here on the Meltdown. It's all brought to you by our title sponsor. That's MyBookie. At MyBookie.ag, you can bet on anything, anywhere, anytime with MyBookie. Make sure you cash out and win or let it ride there at MyBookie, where you got the sports betting, you got the live casino. Just make sure you use that promo code next round for that first time deposit bonus on us and our friends at MyBookie.ag. For EG, who I hope has a great babysitting adventure this weekend.
Heck yeah.
For Tyler, who desperately needs some sort of rest and relaxation, and for myself, who plans on watching as many movies as possible over the course of the weekend, as well as the Royal Rumble, which is on Saturday night, my favorite wrestling pay per view in existence. I hope everybody has a wonderful Meltdown weekend, and we will see you back here very, very soon in the Culver studio.